This is actually my one and only Mozart CD, believe it or not. I'm actually not a massive Mozart fan, which probably sounds pretty weird, coming from someone who listens to classical music a lot. But I find a lot of Mozart stuff very samey. There are quite a few Mozart pieces that I absolutely love. Mozart's Requiem is one of my favourite pieces of music of all time. I don't actually have a CD of that. I've got a downloaded copy. Arvo Pärt. This is probably worth a mention because I know that a lot of people find whisper videos and softly spoken videos relaxing. I know that's why I listen to them. There's a piece on here which I also find tremendously relaxing, and that's this one here, Spiegel im Spiegel. I will put a link up to it on underneath this video. Well, hopefully, assuming there is one on YouTube. I really recommend that you listen to that. It's just absolutely perfect relaxation music. Prokofiev Complete Concertos. So this has got piano concertos, violin concertos, and cello concertos. Probably the third piano concerto is the pick of the bunch for me out of those. Rachmaninoff Symphony No. 2. Probably my favourite piece of classical music of all time. And this is a great recording. I mentioned this in a previous video, the video Things I Love, and I put a link to it there. Definitely listen to that. Here's another recording. This is a recording that I'm actually playing in. It's the Hertfordshire County Youth Orchestra, which I was a member of at the time. I'm no longer a youth though, so those days are long gone. Rachmaninoff Piano Concerto No. 2. That's not a bad recording, it was a bit of a bargain. Not bad. I have a much better recording, which I think is in my car. I hope it's in my car, otherwise I'll be quite upset, because I don't know where it is. And that's by Stephen Huff. It's a collection of all Rachmaninoff's piano concertos, and in my opinion it's the greatest recording of them. Just amazing. Sanson Symphony No. 3 organ. If you don't know what that symphony is, I guess the way I would describe it to someone who doesn't know much about classical music is the tune at the end was used in the film Babe. Okay, next up I'm going to bring out a few CDs at once because they're all of the same kind of similar thing. They're all Schubert Lieder, i.e. songs, which I really love, so I've got lots of them. There's one, there's another one, Winterizer, which is a kind of stuff on here. The Rite of Spring, the Firebird Suite, Petrushka. Yeah, all great stuff. Next we've got some Tchaikovsky symphonies, Symphony No. 4 and March Slav, Symphony No. 5 and Capriccio Italian. Capriccio Italian is a really fun piece of music, not kind of, you know, amazingly profound, but great fun. Piano concerto and violin concerto. And Symphony No. 6. I seem to have lost the inlay card for that one. More Tchaikovsky here, another recording of the piano concerto. Tchaikovsky was probably the first composer that I really got into when I was young. He's very easy to listen to, and it's probably a very good place to start if you're just trying to get into classical music, because the tunes are very good. It's quite accessible. Okay, William Walton, who was a British composer, Symphony No. 1. Great piece of music. And more William Walton. This is a kind of collection of lots of his pieces of music. It's a nice little box set with kind of little individual sleeves with the CDs inside. Okay, finally, I've got a little box set here which is called 20th Century Classics, which does pretty much what it says on the box. It's got 5 CDs worth of music on. Let's try and get in a bit closer so that we can see what's happening. So yeah, we've got some Strauss, some Respighi, Ravel, Khachaturian, Bartok, Stravinsky,